Hi again, everybody, and welcome into the 2021 Heart of America Athletic Conference Men's Soccer Media Day. I'm Nick Vasos, voice of the Kansas City Comets and the Major Arena Soccer League. You also will see me on Fox 4 here in Kansas City. Great to be joined here by the head men's soccer coach at MidAmerica Nazarene, Mr. Kevin Wardlaw. Hi, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing good, Nick. Thanks a lot for doing this, and nice meeting you over Zoom here.
Yeah, nice meeting you too, Coach. And pretty exciting year you guys have ahead of you. The Pioneers are coming off another appearance in the NAIA National Tournament, and you enter this year at rank number 17. Curious how excited you, your staff, and your players are to get the season started.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great time of the year, and we work for 9 months, with recruiting and preparation, and these are the moments that kind of take us back to our playing days where preseason's going, and you got a group of guys all getting to know each other and playing this great game and just enjoying life. You don't have school to worry about yet, and so these are kind of the days. And so yeah, this is it's an incredibly fun time, and obviously we're looking forward to the season, and the preseason ranking is nice, but as you know, with preseason rankings, those are done from last year's team. So what we've got to do is figure out who we are this year, and if we deserve that ranking, then we'll win a few games and probably prove that here in the next few weeks.
Coach, how do you think practices have gone so far this year?
Yeah, it's been good. This is a really good group of guys. We've got, quite a few guys that return, and then a nice kind of assortment of guys that come in, brand new freshmen, and then also a couple transfers. So really this time is about, as I've done this over the years, it's watching the guys kind of come together, chemistry, team bonding, things like that. How are they getting to know each other? And those are always fun times for me. And this is a really fun group, and I've learned to appreciate that. Just a good group to be around each day. Practices are going well. They work hard. They're listening, and we're getting a little bit better each day, I hope.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? Get better each day. And last year with all of the challenges and the stops and the starts and all of that, I got to imagine that this year, as a coach, player, staff member, this year is a whole lot better than it was last year, for sure. Can you give us some insight of what it's like as a coach, staff member, maybe a player?
Yeah, I think, well, I would start with this. Obviously last year, with all of the unknowns, we were really unsure of what we could and couldn't do. And so the fact that we were able to do so much in the NAI and the Heart of America, and then here at MNU, really the kind of the portion that we missed was team meals, team functions. We couldn't do that last year, right? We had to, our entire goal was to get through the season. And so with distancing and just making sure that contact tracing was managed, we had to kind of put a hiatus on those things. And so this year, it's been really good to get back to that kind of I guess a bit more of the normal, team dinners, functions, barbecues, things like that. And so that's been really, really nice. But I really do think, Nick, that last year we were really, really blessed to be in the NAI and to be in the Heart of America, because a lot of my colleagues in this industry, and watching how they dealt with it and what their kids were able to do, I'm telling you, we did really, really well. And the leadership from all the entities for us was incredible. Our kids were kind of placed on the forefront of those decisions, and they were able to experience, college soccer. And yes, it was a bit different, but it was a good different. And it was a very, very unique year, and a year that I think we look back on and realize how blessed we were to be able to do it.
Well, that's a real testament to, as you said, Coach, to the conference, to you coaches, and really to the players. I mean, having great players, good kids, make a big, big difference, for sure. Something as simple as sharing team meals. I don't think a lot of people think about that, but that's a real opportunity for your team to bond together, when you're not on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even last year, even on our road trips, our pregame meals, we couldn't go into restaurants with a group of 25 guys, so we were getting takeout, and we were eating at park benches across, the Midwest. And Yeah, super unique, but fun in its own right. But it was just about do what we need to do to be able to play. And you mentioned it. The credit to these players. I said this last year. I don't know if as a player if I could have done everything that they were asked to do, but they put it aside. They weren't selfish about it. They understood what the big picture looked like, and we were in unique times, and so they absolutely we told them, hey, here's what you got to do to keep playing. They said, let's do it. We want to play.
Oh, that is awesome. So when fans come out to watch you guys this year, what type of soccer are you guys going to play? Tell us a little bit about how your team is going to look out there on the field and maybe some of the players that we need to watch out for.
Yeah, sure. So I think we've always been known as a possession-based team, and so I want to say that we play an attractive style that's really fun to watch. It's incredibly fun to play and train in. Maybe that word attractive is based on the game, right? There may be games where we're attempting to play good soccer and it doesn't look that great. But I think our team's a really fun team to watch. We've got a good group of guys. They always work hard. They're very close. So there's a kind of a family feel to it and kind of that a bit of that methodology of fight for each other. And so I think that you can see that when you watch our team play. We returned 22 guys. And so, that's a little bit of just the class, the way it worked out. We actually only had 3 seniors last year, and one of those seniors was able to come back this year using that COVID exemption. And so he's back. And so, yeah, it'd be tough, I think, for me to really pick out a few guys just because we have 22 returners. But we've got a really good group coming back. The leadership's great on this team. And the attitudes are phenomenal, and the new guys are fitting in really, really well.
MidAmerica Nazarene head men's soccer coach Kevin Wardlaw joining us now on Media Day. So with a lot of players coming back, Coach, I got to imagine expectations are going to be high. What's it going to take for you guys to make another run at the national tournament?
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, with having a good year last year and having so many guys back, we've obviously set our goals high, as we do every year. And obviously, Nick, you know this, but the Heart of America in men's soccer, it's the best conference in men's soccer in the NAIA. And so, ready or not, right? So just the simple fact of being in this conference and having the level of games that we get to face day in and day out, it honestly really does kind of prepare our teams in the Heart for the national tournament. And so I think if you play in this conference, your goal is absolutely to make the national tournament and not just to make it, but to advance. As you've seen, we've got, the 3 last national champions are all from this conference. And that's a testament to the strength of the conference, but also to those fantastic teams and coaches as well.
This conference is so tough. I am getting the sense. I've been talking to coaches around your conference, and hands down, that's one of the things they say. This has got to be the toughest conference in the NAIA, hands down, no doubt about it. Can you talk about the conference and the competitiveness here?
Yeah, no, it's always been strong. Back when I joined in 2003, we had some different members, but even then, we had teams like Lindenwood and William Jewell, Graceland, all that made, runs to the national tournament, a couple national championships in there. And so the Heart's always been strong, but just the evolution of it over probably, I would say, the last 8 years, there used to be kind of an argument of what conference is the toughest. It's really not an argument. It hasn't been for the last few years. You got good universities, you got good administrative staff supporting those universities, you got fantastic coaches, and then you just got a group of players that just understand what it is. And when you're playing really good matches in a competitive environment on a weekly basis, the way we are, there's just no week off. And so it's incredibly fun. It's challenging. But I think we all enjoy that. And that really, it's kind of like, the rising tide kind of takes all the ships up, right? It's kind of that concept is that if you're in this conference, you better be doing your work.
I want to sort of switch gears a little bit and talk about players. Players at your university getting an education, they're thinking about what they're going to do after college. Many will go on into the business world and succeed there. Some players will want to take another chance and maybe playing professionally in one of the many leagues that are offered. And being in Kansas City, there's a lot of opportunity for players. We just had a player, Lucas Rodriguez, MNU alum.
Yeah.
He recently retired and is now coaching over at the KC Woso right now. But players like Lucas Rodriguez, who went to MNU, your university affords players a chance to maybe play for a team like the Kansas City Comets, and those opportunities before they may start their business ventures in the future. What do you think about that, Coach?
Yeah, I think that's probably been one of the biggest draws to MNU over the years that I've been here is as universities are scattered across this country, and they're all in different locations. And man, are we incredibly blessed to be right here in KC. And so MNU's done a great job of establishing itself in this community, but the players who come here not only have this unbelievable opportunity from an academic standpoint to get a good education, but also the internships and some of the contacts and networking that's able to be done in this city. That if you're not here, it makes it a bit tougher. And the same thing applies for our players, with access to the KC Comets and Sporting Kansas City and, Sporting 2, and then some of the USL2 and kind of semi-pro type opportunities. For players that have that aspiration, there's definitely that opportunity. But as you know, having covered the Comets for all these years, first and foremost, you better be a really good player. But I do think that, just our location really kind of lends itself to our players being able to aspire to, whether it's professional soccer, or like you said, that professional career life after they get done with their playing career and their education. This location in Kansas City is a great place.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Speaking of your location, you've been a part of the Olathe community since 2003 at MidAmerica Nazarene University, Coach. You've been there for a while. I'm wondering, What is it about MidAmerica Nazarene that has kept you there and kept you going? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think, first and foremost, as a coach, you always want to be supported by the university in aspiring to excellence. And I think MidAmerica has done a great job of that. Otherwise, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't be here. And so MNU's always made it clear that they want our student athletes to have a phenomenal experience. They want us to be competitive and have that opportunity to be competitive and go to national tournaments. And so that's a thing that obviously continues to drive me as a coach. But it's also, sometimes we overvalue just the game of soccer. It's a thing we're all passionate about, but at the end of the day, it's about the experience that these guys get in their 4 years or 3 years or 2 years here that sets them up for life. And so those are the things that I think really drive me on a daily basis. Is yes, I want my players to have great games and I want us to have great seasons, but at the end of the day, I want these guys to step out into their communities and into their life and just be better and more prepared, just having been here for a few years. And MNU does a great job of that. And so I think that's probably the thing is I wake up every day feeling very lucky and blessed to do what I do for a living. And there's a lot of places to do it, but Kansas City is a great place to live. I've raised my family here. I tell my people from the coast all the time, unless you've been in Kansas City, you really shouldn't judge it, because I've heard this many times. When people finally get here, they're like, you know what? I thought Kansas City was in the middle of nowhere. What a great city.
Boy, that you said it there, Coach. That is for sure. I was born here, raised here, been here my whole life, and I'll back up your comments. And Coach, we so appreciate your time and sharing with us about your team. And man, we wish you all the best. Make another run towards the NAIA national tournament, and we'll be watching this year. So, Coach, thank you so much for your time, and again, best of luck.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.